What's up, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, I just got this watch from William L. It's a company that I found online. It's actually, I think the company name might be William L 1985. So, because the website is williaml1985.com, and this is what you get. This is actually a vintage style chronograph, as I understand it, and I wanted to see, you know, what we would get here, because it's not an expensive watch by any means. And I thought, you know, I like watches that are a little off the beaten path, that don't cost a lot of money, that give you a lot of style. It comes in this, what I am thinking is like a PU leather type of case, but it's pretty cool. As you can see, it's kind of a zippered gray case, and William L 1985 embossed on it. Let's just go ahead and open it up, and inside, it's actually a pretty nice little travel case. Comes with a warranty card, and then comes with a couple little straps in here. This, you know, like microfiber material seems like it would keep watches from getting scratched. And it's actually a pretty cool little travel case, because you could put actually two watches in here, with the watch head here, and this like elastic strap holding them down. So this could definitely be useful. And then you have like this thick microfiber divider, and here is the watch itself, which is the vintage style chronograph. And let's just pull it out here, because as you can see, I think it's a pretty nice and interesting looking watch. And obviously a full cutout there so that you could continue to use this as the place to store it. So we'll just put that aside. And what I noticed on this website is they have a lot of different styles, and this is the one that I thought was most interesting, and I was kind of looking for a black watch. It can actually be kind of difficult to find watches that are pretty unique in this world, and I wanted to move the umbrella lights around a little bit there so I could get rid of some of the glare. But what's interesting is that you can see here, even the glare is a little bit blued, so I think it has maybe an anti-reflective coating on the crystal itself, which is kind of cool. So let me talk about this watch. Because it's, you know, it's an interesting watch, and it's 316L stainless steel, polished and brushed with IP black treatment. So if we take a look at the case here, what we can see is, now that I've gotten rid of the lights for glare purposes, this may not be the most well lit review ever, but you can see here we have like a kind of a matte finish on the side of the case, on the case itself. And a pretty traditional style case, you know, lugs that not only dip down a little bit, but kind of flow into the case itself. And then we have some pushers on this side, all matte black, IP coated, and then the WL on the crown right there as well. The watch itself is only 40 millimeters, so if we kind of take a look at it like this, I mean, I think it's really nice. You get a little angle bezel here, and then a little domed crystal. Right, so it's ultra resistant dome mineral with AR coating, and a genuine leather band. Oh, look at that, with the quick release spring bars, which I really have kind of fallen in love with. And taking out the strap and replacing with a different strap is just as easy as that. Get it on both sides here. Here's the back, just a screw-in stainless steel back. Japanese movement. Oh, look at that. Holy monkey butt. They actually engraved my name. That is awesome. Well, now this one has to stay in the collection, right? Wow. That's cool, man. Thanks, William L. Wow, dude, I'm kind of stunned. I have never had my name on a watch in my life. And so, thanks, dudes. That is really awesome. 5 atmospheres water resistance. And I think the movement is a Miyota 6S21, which is going to be a very capable quartz chronograph movement, I believe. So what we'll do here is let's just play around with the movement first, okay? You can see all silver hands, silver Arabic numerals. Should have brought a microfiber cloth out here, and the ticking seconds hand in the subdial right here, and you have a little bit of you know, circular pattern on the subdials. Very nice, kind of like the Shinolas. You can see ticking there, so every minute. Now, you know, the hands are pretty straight and pointy. Looks like we've got some loom there, and it looks like we have some pips right on the hours, which probably have some loom too. So we'll take a peek at that and just confirm that this thing lights up and you can use it in the dark for the most part. But let's look at the movement function. So if I hit the top here, what we should do is start getting the chronograph. Tick, 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 tick. So the big, well, most people often think is the second hand. In this case is the chronograph hand. And then if I hit it here and reset it on the bottom, there it goes all the way around and it resets back to the top. Very cool. So the Miyota 6S21, good movement. Never had any issues with my Miyotas. And then we have a 60-minute counter here. So if you run your stopwatch for, longer than a minute, this will start counting off the minutes. I really like the look of this sucker. Well, you know what? I'll be honest, since I chose it, it's probably not a surprise. But I like black watches. As you know, I've got a few of them. I think they're just kind of really cool looking. I actually do like this alligator leather band because it has red side stitching, which kind of ties it into some really, really subtle chapter ring markings in there. And what I actually kind of like doing on, and I showed you my Glycine, my black watch, I replaced it with a tan leather because that just kind of is really cool. It's a little sinister, but a little casual, right? So it's just really, really cool. Look at the detail on it. That William L 1985, it's silkscreen and white, but then you get the relief of, in the kind of three-dimensional Arabic numerals. And then I also like, I've said this before, that I like my dials a little busy. I just do. And this one is probably no different in that it looks like it has a telemeter function on this chapter ring here, but then it also has a tachymeter function on the outer portion of the ring. So the telemeter is on this inside, and so what it does is it tells you based on sound how far something is away. So you see a bolt of lightning, you hit the stopwatch, and then you hear the crack of the thunder, and you hit the stopwatch again, and this tells you basically how far away it is because it's basically using the speed of sound to calculate distances. Likewise, on the tachymeter, what you use the tachymeter numbers for is the time, how long it takes you to go over one interval, and this will tell you how many intervals per hour you're moving. So it's great for speed. So telemeter and tachymeter functions can be really, really awesome on watches, as true functional instruments. But for me, and for the most part, I don't really need them, but I just love the look of all of that data on there. You saw my Baume Mercier, it's a telemeter tachymeter. I just think it's a great, great looking watch, and this is no different. It looks great. Now, as I was saying, it's pretty small. It's only 40 millimeters, but I do like wearing watches that are, look at that, you got a little fuzz there. That's not the watch's fault. But you got a black buckle here, which matches with WL on it, so that's pretty cool. But a lot of guys like the smaller watches. I definitely like wearing some watches that are just a little bit smaller in terms of, they're just a little more wearable. Let me loosen this up just a little bit. The band is pretty stiff. I think that'll get broken in here pretty soon. But, a 40 millimeter watch is a great daily wear. It's actually even a little smaller than I will usually wear. But they fit under shirt sleeves. They fit, on the wrist really nicely. They still have great presence. They look good. They aren't super small, so no one confuses them with like a lady's watch. It's a good overall size, and 40 millimeters is not small, but it's not big, right? So it's a 20 millimeter band, lug to lug, and man, that looks great, huh? Come on. In the all black, I just dig that. I mean, to me, it's kind of the best of both worlds. It has all of the look, function, and detail of kind of a high-end, luxury watch, yet it's just kind of dark and a little bit subtle and subdued, and man, it looks good, and the little red is kind of sporty in my opinion. So really, really cool. I actually really like this. Now, get to the best part of this watch, and I think all the William L watches, is that I think they feel substantial. They certainly look pretty well made. They use a reliable Japanese movement, but the best part is the price. And I'm going to also throw in there the variety. So let me just show you this. I just pulled up their website here, and look at, this is probably going to be the best way to show you, but look at these watches. I just think classic style, very attractive. Here's the one I got. It just stood out to me as kind of a really attractive watch. And I know the prices are all in euros. But look at this one, the vintage style chronograph. If you want a silver case or a polished case with a Milanese band, you want it with a white dial. I mean, you can really they have a lot of variations, and you can really kind of get something that suits you, I think, personally, right? And as you can see here, the prices in euros below them, I think, just are really, really good values. So for mine, it was basically 189 euros, $200, and I just think that is awesome. I mean, it's just one of those things where you don't have to sweat the price then, right? I mean, fossils, Nixon diesels, they're all in that price range, and this is just something a little different, right? Let me roll out the crown here, just pull out. It's tall crown, knurling, not a screw-down crown. I thought it might be here. Let me just get this out of the way. You'll have a watch from a brand that probably no one knows, and AR coating, really nice construction, beautiful looking, and you'll spend a couple $100 on it, right? I mean, that is an awesome value proposition. That's what I like to see, man. I get so many watches that are just mineral crystals. They're flat. They feel like, super cheap cases. There's waviness in the case or something like that, and they just don't feel like a quality watch. I've called them out when they are. Look at that, the one that was being hawked by Rick Harrison, that World War II vintage style aviator watch. I just, or you look at these watches for $50, and there's just, there's molding marks or casting marks on things. This is none of that, right? It looks like a great watch. If you told me that this was a $499 watch, I'd say, yeah, that seems about right. That seems about right. But when it's a $200 watch, with all of this, I think you can just, you can buy it without having to sweat it. And for those guys out there that, I know Scott of Watches Galore did a video on like what's too much to pay for a watch. If you think $200 is a lot for a watch, I would agree with you. I mean, I didn't start out by buying really expensive watches, and $200 is not a trivial amount of money. But here's a watch that I would say, yeah, you can get a watch that you'll like with genuine leather, looks great, unique, and a lot of style. And I don't think you'll go wrong on it. So check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description, WilliamL1985.com. And man, just really cool. I'm definitely putting in my watch box for the days that I feel like going black. Peter Von Panda, out.